Good morning, my friends. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm going to try to make this as fast as I can and maybe under 10 minutes. Ooh, that would be novel. What am I doing here? I'm here to try to salvage 2,000 pounds of all the different things that come from my life and anybody who donates to me. I have a neighbor who saves his grass for me, and he's really the only one who makes that donation. But all the things that I have on a regular daily basis to try and show other people that they could do it also. And the goal is to collect 2,000 pounds in a year, 365 days, and then put it back out into my garden to add that 2,000 pounds to my soil to, one, improve the soil and to grow better, if it's fruits or vegetables or flowers or grass, any of those things. And so what I do on Sunday is to come to you and hopefully inspire you into recycling what you have. If it doesn't inspire you, maybe it'll inspire somebody who you might be talking to. Say, gee, I really watch this lady, and she's, boy, she's a little nuts, but, she really is doing something good. So just some ideas. And I'm trying to get comfortable on this chair. I've just hoisted it up. On the carbon side, we say carbon is kind of the dry stuff. Whether it's anything from wood to cardboard, things like, your breads or crackers or cereal, anything that would break down, your toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls, think. Stuff comes in its computer. And now we see these things that come, any of our technology comes, and it's, instead of being in styrofoam, they'll put it in this like pressed cardboard, and we think, oh wow, that won't break down. Boy, just put it in, break it up and put it in a little water, and it'll just turn to mush. That's on that side. I can't think of anything else. I have pine cones over there, and that kind of shows you that pine cones can be broken up. If you have a chipper shredder or you have a lawnmower, you can run it over. Any dry leaves kind of get into that. I guess that's part carbon. I don't know. I go into nitrogen is all of our fresh leaves, any of our fruits and vegetables. I've already put everything out in the compost and fed my worms this week, so I really don't have a whole bunch of stuff. But, like if you have strawberries and you're not going to eat the strawberry tops, at least I don't, that goes to my worms. Anything that's, damaged or instead of throwing it down the garbage disposal, it goes to the worms. If you don't have worms, it goes to the compost. You can, if you don't have a compost pile, you can make a compost heap. You can take an empty pot, put in a little soil, put in your layer of your fruits and vegetable peels, put another layer of maybe some dried leaves, maybe some more soil, and and then put a pot on top of it. It will compress it, and as you're watering that pot, it'll go down into the other one, and that will break down. Next season, then you'll have nice fresh compost. This doesn't look good. I'm sorry, I should have probably cut some fresh this morning, but it's still early and it's dark. This is my cranberry hibiscus. And cranberry hibiscus is beautiful. I think most of us know what a hibiscus flower looks like and a hibiscus plant. And it has that leaf that's the five-pointed leaf. And cranberry cranberry hibiscus has a cranberry color to it. The leaves are edible, and you can eat them. I've tried it, and you go, oh wow, that tastes like cranberries. Excuse me. And the bloom comes out, and it's that kind of a real light cranberry. We used to call it mauve or mauve, whichever. But if you want to make a cranberry tea, it's a cranberry hibiscus tea, because you can make hibiscus tea out of just regular hibiscus blooms. But this makes a wonderful tea. I should have brought them in and let them dry in less humidity. I've had them out in the back porch. And what I think I'm going to do is just chop this into fine pieces and run the lawnmower over it. And I mean, you'll really get a bouquet of a cranberry aroma. So again, that will go to the worms. When I'm making tea, I usually cut the leaves and bring it into the house, wash them, and then steep them with boiling water, and then drink that tea. And it's really, really good for you. Good vitamin C. Good to do it as the weather's changing now. Which, by the way, this is November 2nd, and our weather is getting cooler, and it's lovely out. So what else do I have? I was trimming my moringa. Those of you who watch, you know I have moringa trees. Rick was operated on September 5th, and all during August I tried to cut as much of my moringa back, and I dry it here on this table, and then I powder it. So I have an excessive amount of moringa powder for us to have for our healthy day-to-day living. You can put it in your yogurt, soups, stews, whatever. And so I have loads and loads powdered, and I still have lots of tree left. So before it gets really cold here, because moringa doesn't like a freeze, I wanted to cut back some of the branches and leaves and leave myself the bark that will have a chance to kind of scab over before we have our January freezes. So here's all of my moringa. It's probably 2 or 3 pounds, and I will chop that up and again run the lawnmower over it, so it really breaks it up even more. And then I'll lay that out in my garden and dig it into the top levels of soil, and it breaks down in your soil like in a few weeks. Is what it looks like to me. I mean, you can just see it goes from yellow leaves down to nothing. I don't even see it. So I'll do that. I save all of you can see the can that I have out in the front there. And it was just to show you that the measuring cup in front of it, that's the half a cup of liquid that came out of that can. And it's corn. No salt added. So it's just corn juice. Probably water and corn juice, and I will add water to that, and maybe a cup of water, and then I'll pour that over my plants. And the sugars that are in that liquid aren't going down the drain, they're going into the soil, they're feeding the roots. And if you have plants, you know roots are real important to keeping it alive. I also save the wrappers. And those wrappers, again, can be recycled. Of course, the can be recycled, but that goes out into my recycling. All my paper goods, anything that comes through the mail, I try to take the windows off, the little cellophane windows, or, that doesn't go out into my garden. So I think that probably tells you what I do. Did I forget anything? Oh, coffee grounds. I didn't bring it over. I'm sorry. Shrimp shells. Any of the egg shells. I really was negligent today, but I'm trying to hurry along. And, of course, grass clippings, as I mentioned. If you trim your shrubs and you can break them down into small pieces, run your lawnmower over it twice and it will break it down. The first time breaks it down into smaller pieces, and the second time you run that over, it takes those leaves and just breaks them down, and you can see the liquids coming out. And I will add that with some dry cardboard, some dried shredded paper, and fluff it around, and I mean, it breaks it up very, very quickly. We use things like our dryer lint because our clothes are, I don't think I have anything that's polyester, but most of my stuff is cotton. We say things like popsicle sticks and emery boards, any of the things that you would use that you'd eventually go throw that out. You don't actually have to. I've got a little project I'm ready to start with old clothes and cutting them into small pieces and see how long it takes for those fibers to actually break down in my worm bin, or put some into the compost pile and see if it takes a season or so for it to break down. Think of how much goes out in your garbage and how you could adjust that number from garbage recycling to garbage recycling to garbage recycling, and give it a try. It isn't hard, and once you start doing it, it kind of gets to be fun. So anyway, this is week 44, and we have 8 weeks left in the year, and it seems like a little less, but so. And this week wasn't a great week. Last week was 75 pounds, so I thought this week will be, 10 or 12. But this week was respectable. I trimmed some shrubs, and I really tried to up my game. If I weren't doing this as a challenge, would I do these things? Probably not. I would think I would probably be more lax, but because I'm giving myself a challenge and going, attaboy, you can do it, I do push myself a little more. So this week I got 30 pounds, 10.6 ounces, and I did have 1,716 pounds. So with that 30 pounds, it made it 1,747 pounds and 9.0 ounces. So I still have 253 pounds to go. And I thought it would be fun to ask you all, if you're still with me, what you would like to guess. What will I get? And so far I've had 4 people watch this far and decide to make a guess. If you did send something to me and I didn't get it, please do it again. On the bottom of the pile is Susan from over at Casa Madhouse. She's in Spain, and she and her husband run a dog and cat rescue, and all pretty much on. Nobody sends her anything. I mean, you can send her money, but I mean, she's not a government organization. It's just a personal. And she guessed 1,945 pounds. Then next was Barbie Daly, and it's, her name, Barbie Daly, hyphen, Rural Life in the Valley, and she guessed 2,011 pounds. Our friend and sister from another mother is Sandra at Nana's Worms and Garden. We've been together for almost 5 years now, so she's kind of like a sister, and she guessed 2,020 pounds. And then gardening with Barchuck, and that's Rick, and he thinks that he has a pie in the sky dream of me getting to 2,205 pounds. So with that, I will say, well, I'm going to reach for it, Rick, but if I don't get it, I hope you won't think less of me. So anyway, I hope you all have a great Sunday, and I'll see you back next week. By the way, Rick is doing fine. He's getting feistier than ever. And still, if I say, would you like to go out and garden with me, he says, oh, I don't think I'm that well yet. So Anyway, I'm sure those of you who have a husband know that. You've heard that line before. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Remember, garden what you've got, and I think of you daily. Take care. Bye-bye.